Welcome or welcome back, beautiful souls, to the channel. I'm Shika, your conscious mentor, and today I'm going to be going over what you need to know about this Leo new moon on July 28th, 2022. I'm in a different neighborhood area. As you can see, I'm currently in Arequipa. It's my last night here until I go to the Amazon, which I'm hoping to share with you guys that journey. So I thought I would record this video so you guys have this update, and I'll also be recording an energy healing meditation for you for the Leo new moon on July 28th, 2022 that you can do 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after. So all this to say, before we get into this energy update, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, put notification bell so you don't miss a video. I do videos weekly for you lovely souls, and I do these energy updates every single month. I do videos on shadow work, angel numbers, and just really allowing you to tap into the power of the moon, tap into the power of your shadow, tap into the power of yourself, and being your best healer. So I really hope that this video helps you out. I'll be pulling cards during this energy update, and I'm really excited for it. If you feel called to go deeper into healing, don't forget to apply for my one-on-ones down below, as well as I have my retreats. I just announced them. All that information will be down below on the retreats and what they are, and you can DM me on Instagram, Shika_Chica, or you can email me through my website. And I also want to share that I have 2 spots available for my Mincora, Peru retreat that's happening from the 7th of August until the 15th of August. If you're interested in the Goddess Women's Retreat, message me on via email or Instagram, and that spot will be yours, and I'll give you all the details. Let's get into this video. So any Leos here, let me know with a Leo emoji down below. If you're a Leo rising, if you're a Leo moon, like me, if you are a Leo sun, whatever you are in Leo. And I really think that everyone has, at the end of the day, every sign in our astrology. But if you do have that, let me know down below. So the first thing you need to know about this Leo new moon on July 28th, 2022, you now feel more confident in yourself in something that you were shameful for, maybe within this past 12 months. So Leo is one of those confident energies. You ever know the party in the room, the person who likes to talk, the person who likes to bring in that energy? We all have our inner Leo, our inner light, if you will. So with this Leo new moon, it's telling us emotionally, where are we more confident in ourselves? Because it's the new moon, it's going to hit us on the emotional level and in the intention setting. So we really want to tune into, what are some things that you were more confident about right now in your life that you weren't confident about a year ago? What are some turnaround moments that you have 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after that really attune to be, oh wait, like I never would be comfortable wearing a bathing suit 2-piece. I never would feel comfortable going on a date with someone. I never would feel comfortable to start my business. I never would feel comfortable to just go and socialize with people, because remember, all of us have had less human interaction the past couple years. So this Leo new moon on July 28, 2022 is all about how are you feeling more confident? How are you claiming things that you were before shameful for? And the card Thinker comes in. And I love this card. It has 4-4, which is together is 8, infinitive, and also the aspect of abundance. So an abundant life. And we're not only talking about money here, we're talking about abundance in what you feel like. For me, one of the biggest things that was a recognition is abundance for me is traveling and freedom to travel when I want to and be able to. Freedom for me is being able to connect with my family and have communication with them and have that network with them. So really thinking about what confidence have you claimed in the past year that has allowed you to unlock the abundance that you are ready to take in and create intention with. So really see, how have I been more confident in myself? How have I been more confident on my boundaries, in my relationships, in my work, in my being, in my body? How am I feeling with that? And when you tune and use the Thinker card, which is reflection, when you're able to reflect on that, you can use that energy to create that quantum leap to the abundance that you would have feel shameful, guilty, or probably not have the confidence to claim before. And some examples of that could be simply just saying to your partner what the next step in your relationship is, or having a first date and saying, this is what I'm looking for, or perhaps raising your prices as someone who's in a service, a coach, or a mentor, whatever it may be. And it could be as small also as just celebrating the fact that now you can just socialize with people, or you can make eye contact with someone, and before you would always look down and never look at someone in the eye. It doesn't have to be these huge things. It could be small ones too. So here it's really saying an awakening in your confidence and an awakening of being able to claim more things in your life because of the confidence this Leo new moon is giving you, and to set intentions of what do I want to do and what do I want to bring with this new confidence in my life. The second thing you need to know about this Leo new moon on July 28th, 2022 is that know your love language. So love languages, there's 5 love languages, and just to kind of name a few, there's physical touch, there's words of affirmation, there's gifts, giving gifts. So every person has a love language. And what I would suggest you doing is looking up my love language test and doing the test and figuring out what your love language is. And if you have a partner, get them to do it too. Because what this is going to help you is become a better communicator during this Leo new moon and understand, how do you want affection to be shown to you, and what are some new ways that you want affection to be done, and to kind of use the masculine to create that fun and amazing loving energy inside that we have from that feminine, that dreamer, that feeling held, that feeling loved. And for some of us, this Leo new moon is also going to be a little bit triggering, because it's going to make us realize that maybe we didn't know our love language, or we didn't feel safe to express it. So for example, if someone is going through their shadow of abandonment wound, let's just say this for an example. Your abandonment wound is you're fearful that every partner you're with is going to abandon you, that every friend will never stick with you, they will never be a two-way street in your relationship. This is sounding like an echo. Please let me know down below if these things really resonate with you. What this is calling you to do is saying, how can you use the confidence of this Leo new moon to now claim and say, I am worthy enough to receive love. I am in a space where I can receive love, and I can change from allowing myself to be a victim of feeling abandoned, feeling that abandoned child, that abandoned teenager, that abandoned heartbroken person in that point of my life. And now I'm taking that confidence and I'm saying that this doesn't have to be my story anymore. And that is a huge part. And this is kind of tying into the July season too. I love how the moons, the more I do these energy updates, they really connect and flow perfectly. July was preparing us on how we make ourselves victims of our past, our wounds. And Leo new moon is like, okay, now that we've cleansed that, we've let that go, we've dissolved that, the next thing that we're tapping into is we're going into, what do we want to create? What are the new intentions of love language? So for example, say your love language is physical touch. So with your partner, maybe having a hug after work to really reset each other's energy is really important for you, and that could be a new intention that you both can communicate during this time. Maybe for a friend, for you, it's words of affirmation. So maybe you're someone that doesn't need someone to tell you what advice you need or what you need in your life, but rather to give you a perspective and just to say, I feel you, I see you, and you're gonna go through this, and I don't know where you're coming from, I don't know what you're feeling. If anyone ever tells you they know what you're feeling, no one knows what you're feeling, right? But someone can relate to what you're feeling. They can understand what you're feeling to a certain extent, but no one really knows fully what you're feeling except for you. So with this, it's really just understanding, how myself, as a being, as a soul, can communicate that I need someone to just listen to me. I need someone to hold that space for me. So the more that you know your love language, the more that you can communicate with confidence your boundaries and your needs as you shift and do this healing work. I know the community here, you beautiful souls, you are really working hard on your shadow work, your healing. I love reading your comments and what you do and how you're stepping into the space. And I think it's important to also initiate the celebration of this work. And that's what the Leo new moon is all about. It's about celebrating the confidence, celebrating the shedding, celebrating the stepping away from victimhood, and it's stepping into your heart again, stepping into that love And that's really what Leo energy is all about. Leos wear their heart on their sleeve, and they will tell you that, right? How are you going to allow yourself not to hide your heart, but rather hold your heart on your sleeve as well? What can you do to allow your heart to be there, to allow people to receive your heart and to tap into that space? Okay, I'm just gonna reduce the here. Okay, it's getting, the light is going away right now. So this is a huge thing. Now the second half of this point on the Leo new moon on July 28th, 2022 is one thing I wrote down in this download, is that having this opportunity to not notice what you're rejecting. So for example, for a lot of us who say that we're not finding the right partner, we're not finding the right work relationships, we're not finding the right friendships, we're not finding the right relationship with money. Oh, this is such a big, I wasn't expecting this download, but let's get into this. So a lot of the times we want to receive something more than ever. That's what our conscious thinks. But a lot of the times we don't understand how to receive it because we don't understand how our body works in the space energetically and spiritually to receive that thing of law of attraction. So when we're, just to make that make sense, because it's coming in a deep download, your love language equals your abundance. Your love language equals your abundance. I had this conversation recently and now it's all coming together, holding the space. This is a great download for you. If you have a scarcity mindset of abundance, you have a scarcity mindset of love. If you have a scarcity mindset of feeling that you can't receive a relationship, you have a scarcity mindset of not receiving money and abundance. If you feel that money is good and something that always comes to you and you don't even have to think about it, then you also know that you are abundantly and eternally loved. So a great exercise to do is to tap into what is love to you. How do you express love? How do you receive love in your life with this new moon, in this Leo new moon? And then I also want you to tap into abundance and the life that you want to create, the happiness, the loving life, the joy, the peace, and the joy that you want to have. And I want you to see the links between those two as an activity of where is there maybe a disconnect? Where do you feel that there is a discomfort? A place where maybe there's a limiting belief. And I want you to then ask yourself, is that limiting belief also in love? So for example, if I feel like I'm going to be abandoned with every relationship I have and I don't trust any person that I'm going to be with, then you're going to ask yourself that same question on the money. Do you feel that you will always have a lack of money and you'll have to work really hard and that money will abandon you in your life? See how that links? So a lot of the times when people make huge breakthroughs, whether it's through love life or creating a family or whatever love is for you, that's not love for everyone. Love could be simply just spending time with yourself, having whatever it is. What is love for you? What is that aspect? And how do you act on that? How do people receive you? And how do you want people to act on that to you? And is your heart fully opened? Which brings me to the third download for this Leo new moon on July 28th, 2022. Are you receiving or rejecting? Are you receiving or rejecting? Now, Leos tend to have so much love for this world that when they get burned, they will not forget. It's like Scorpio, and I'm a Scorpio sun and a Leo moon, okay? So if I can tell you one thing, there is a connection here. The Leo energetically is the emotion, and we're looking at the new moon here with intention and emotion that's here. So here it's receiving. Are you receiving the truth during this time, even if it's a space where it's tough love? Or are you rejecting that truth and that love in that truth? So there is a double-edged sword with this. There is the idea that love can be said to us in our love language, and it can also be shared with other people's love language and being able to translate that over and communicate that in a non-violent way, right? So receiving, are you receiving yourself? Are you receiving your confidence? Are you receiving the love? Are you receiving that this is your love language and this is the way that you want to? And one great little thing I want to share is usually people's love language is a sign of something that they didn't have as much as a kid. So for example, if you want, like, physical touch is your highest love language, most likely physical touch was something that you needed as a child. Maybe you didn't get it as much. Maybe your parents were always working. Maybe they provided you food and school and education and tuition, but when it came to emotional connection, words of affirmation and physical touch was not necessarily as, prevalent in your life. So again, are you open to receiving or are you rejecting? So I want you to really write the shadow work prompt. Am I rejecting anything in my life? And how can I be more open to receive? Am I rejecting anything in my life? And how can I be more open to receive? And receiving from my heart. And if there is something that is there, allowing myself to recognize it and wash it away. And know that every day that we wash it away, it gives us that more opening. Our heart opens more. Our heart warms up more to us and our being. The fourth thing you need to know about this Leo new moon on July 28th, 2022 is that the ego is going to be rebalanced. So I tapped into the collective energy and I noticed that since July 5th, all the way until this new moon, we're seeing a huge heart open shock, like heart open in the collective, huge heart opening. And what does that mean? That means that for some of you who've been doing that healing and that shadow work, your heart is opening so deeply that it's something that you've never felt before. And for some of you, maybe you're so used to having pain and struggle in that part of your heart, and you're finally realizing, I don't need to have pain and struggle anymore. I can have joy. I can have pleasure. I can have all those amazing things in my life and not feel guilty for it. So there's that part that comes in the rebalancing. But the ego is also, egos don't like rejection. Egos don't like sometimes truth that is just put out in front of us and mirrors back to us. So this Leo new moon is going to mirror the truth of our rejection of ourselves, our rejection of the things that are important to us, and how we can be more confident to claim that. And sometimes we need that trigger to allow ourselves to crack open that heart open again. So knowing that we're being rebalanced as a collective during this Leo new moon from our heart center. A lot of us have been so stressed about everything, right? I think for you all can agree that the past couple years for majority, and a lot of us, regardless if it was a great year, if it was a hard year, if it was a whatever year it was for you, that the transition of whatever the emotions were, they were up and down. It was a roller coaster. And we forgot to center our heart sometimes, and we feel sometimes loss. So maybe some of you feel loss of what your love language is, or even where to start, and that's okay. The first thing is saying that I don't know. It's letting the ego say, I don't know. I don't know how to love. I don't know how to receive love, and I'm willing to start that. But the moment we reject that we don't even know what we don't know, then we're just gonna keep on being on a loop. And that loop can be a response, or sometimes a trauma response from an experience we've had before, like a heartbreak, or having, any trauma from a past relationship, or even just like from our home, or our parents, how they showed love. Maybe they weren't present with love. Maybe we felt they weren't even recognizing the emotional connection of love and what that was, because they themselves ancestrally didn't know what that was and how to show it. Love language? What's love language, right? Some of our ancestors are looking at us and being like, what is this? And they're learning too. They're learning in the other dimensions as well. And they don't have to be doing this work, whether they're in another dimension or in this human plane. They don't need to do this work to be shifting, as long as you're working on it with yourself through your heart center. So here, it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call that I don't know this love language and I'm willing to learn. So the new intention I want you to tap into this for this Leo new moon on July 28, 2022 is, how can I learn how to love again? You know that feeling when you love something or you enjoy something, you get the butterflies in your stomach, you feel excited, you feel this feeling of like, ooh, just it feels so good, right? What happened to that feeling? Why did we forget that? So here it's really understanding how things should be. And things should be is all different planes. And again, I'm just reminding you that that includes love, but that also includes the other feeling of grief. and anger. So maybe this Leo new moon is allowing you to move and to feel this deep grief, to feel this deep anger before you hit that space of love again and your heart opens up. But my question to you, are you willing to receive that, or are you going to reject it to understand your love again, to understand loving yourself and loving your spirit, loving your soul, and how you want to share that love into this world? So Leo new moon is really powerful. I haven't even pulled out cards yet, and now I'm going to pull out some because I've just been on a roll of spirit using me as a vessel. I think it's also the lands here in Peru that's like bringing me to this space. Okay, so there's one more card that, as I said that, it froze out. Okay, whoa, we got some strong cards here. Remember when I told you there's grief and there's anger, but then there's also love on the other side? So come to the edge. This is the first card that came out. Come to the edge. I want you to come to the edge of your heart where it makes you feel like you're on the edge of a cliff where that life and death hits each other at the same time. It's like kissing your partner like it's your last time. It's like enjoying that delicious chocolate bar like it was your first time. How can we love life again? How can we love ourselves again? And sometimes we need that rejection. Sometimes we need that understanding to bring that confidence back. And for some of us, we already have it and we're just coming to the edge of falling in love again and recognizing gratitude again. And from this comes with the orphan card. So this is what I was telling you about the double-edged sword. Okay? Take away the victim card of woe is me. I feel like I've been rejected. Rejection means protection. When you're being rejected by something in spirit, it means you're being protected by something. So most of the time, if you are being rejected, spirit's trying to protect you from something. It's trying to protect you for something that you need right now in your life, even if it doesn't make sense in this current present moment. So stepping away with that change, relearning your heart, relearning your spirit, relearning your soul, and allowing yourself to really tap into coming to the edge of your heart in ways that you've never felt before, and knowing that the sky isn't even the limit of how your heart can feel in both spectrums. So my question to you is, are you willing to step into your heart knowing all the things that your human and your spirit has gone through? Are you willing to do that? That is your choice. The last thing you need to know about this August new moon on July 28th, 2022 is that heart chakra opening deeper than ever. So may I remind you that the Lion's Gate's happening in August. We have the Leo new moon the month before, right? So this is just a portal after a portal after a portal. Just prepare for so many portals the next 6-8 weeks. So when we're tapping into those deeper portals, I hope you can hear me because there's a big truck passing by the condo I'm staying at. When we're tapping into these heart chakras and these openings, oh, and I could feel it even just talking to you. We cannot receive something so much deeper if we are in pain, because then all we focus on is the pain. So again, like I said, step into the heart, learn how to praise the pain. If that is you, if I'm talking to your spirit and you're in a space where your heart feels pain, feels anger, feels grief, tune into that pain, come to the edge of that and say, I'm ready to let it go. And what are you going to do with that? How are you going to transmute that pain? When we can praise that pain, not as a victim, as a detachment, as seeing it, witnessing it, and saying, where am I going from there? We can then be open to learn how to love again. And the other side, some of you are coming to the edge of just putting yourself out there and being called to put yourself out there and what you want. How do you want your partner to show up? By showing up for yourself. And I don't mean telling them, go change the garbage, go do those. That is just all in the wounded masculine. Stepping into that feminine essence and being like, ooh, how can I allow myself to use my love language for me? So every week or even during the new moon, I challenge you to do and put an intention to do one thing for your love language. So if it's a word of affirmation, say a really yummy mantra for yourself. Yummy, great mantra for yourself. If it's a gift, gift yourself something like a treat or a chocolate every single day for that week. And that's your moment of fully indulging and enjoying that and allowing your heart and tapping into your heart as you breathe into that moment to come to the edge of your heart. So I really hope you guys really enjoyed this update. I know that I didn't pull too many cards out, but to be honest, Spirit was just really being a vessel and like wanting me to just share. I don't even remember half the things I said. I'm gonna pull out a card, 2 cards for you, loves. I'm laughing because of the card that came out. Patience. I accept everything happens in divine timing. So just knowing that regardless of where you stand for this Leo new moon, whether you're confident, whether you're feeling that you're learning how to be confident, whether you're tapping into your heart, whether you're tapping into being more patient with, you just need to be more patient with yourself, because our heart rebirths again and again and again in this lifetime, and it does many lifetimes. So just know that that also means that the way that we share our love language is going to be completely different. Be patient also with the people that are in your love life. So your partners, your loved ones, knowing that they will come around and be confident in their own ways, and that you don't have to hold on to their story or their victimhood or their struggle. Okay, and this is a lot for the empaths and the people who are the wounded healers. Be patient and know that they'll come around eventually, but right now you need to focus on you. The last one is friendship. I understand that friends is in my life for a reason. So knowing that, you know, if you are in the position where you're noticing you're creating new friends around this confident time, or maybe you're deciding to step away from a friendship, just knowing that friendships are lessons for the spirit, regardless of how they end, and just welcoming it all. Okay. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was such a fun reading. Thank you so much for watching the video, chilling with me as I record this video for you before I go to the Amazon. Let me know down below what resonates with you. What came through for you? How are you feeling for this Leo new moon? And just really thinking about how I'm going to tap into learning how to love myself, love life again, love me, know what my love language is, and tuning into that. If you feel called to go deeper into your healing, don't forget to apply for my one-on-ones and the retreats. Like I said, I have 2 spots available for my Mancora Peru retreat on August 7th to the 15th, and it's a women's retreat. So if you're interested in that, message me on Instagram ASAP or email me, and then you can come and join if you feel called. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, put notification bell so you don't miss a video, and happy Leo new moon, loves.